So yesterday I actually asked my Instagram followers to let me know on what YouTube video they want me to post or work on about, and I noticed the one that stood out. It was like how much I should invest on Forex, and I was like, okay, no, since it's actually something that I've done, like last week, the previous week, I invested 5,000 rands on a separate trading account, and I was like, let me see where I can take that account in a year. My goal is to look at it in a year. So just this week I experienced so many profits, and I want to share with you guys on the whole process behind that. So let us jump straight into it without wasting any more time. So now the first thing that I actually want us to take a look at is actually the account goal or the account task. Like, what is it? Like, why are you creating that account? Like, are you creating it to be able to pay for your bills, take care of business, or are you creating it to just create more passive income? And then maybe with that passive income, you're aiming to create more passive income out there. Like, you're aiming to just keep on increasing your income, and like maybe with the profits that you make, you'd be able to take them, withdraw them, fund it onto something else. So is it like an account that you want for actually being in the markets and like being able to take those profits and then invest into something different? Or is it something that you want to keep on making each and every week, every month, and then you'll be able to withdraw it and take care of family or maybe pay bills and things like that? So you have to first take a look at that. So one thing that I've done is that I'm gonna be sharing you, let's say, helping you, giving you a few advices. And also one thing that I'll do is that I'll also give you a personal story that I experienced like in the previous week. So one thing that I've done is that the video that I had on my first experience trading Nasdaq, I took the same account, I funded it with like 5,000 rands. And then I was like, no, let me go back to currency trading to see my skills on currency trading. And then obviously I'll take a few profits from there, and then I'll get back to Nasdaq also on the another different account. So basically I'm just investing in more different accounts, and with just like profits made on just my one account, my largest account, and then I took a few profits from it, 5,000 rands. Then I went and invested this account. So it's actually a ZAR account. So one thing that happened is that I executed trades on, I think it was like USDCHF. I shared it in the public group, and also executed a few more trades whereby I was able to just lock a few profits on it and then let them just run. But the most important one that I was managing was USDCHF, and then I just kept on just going forward with it. And at the end of the day, like that pay or that trade actually resulted to me making over like 14,000 rands. Like I made profits of like 14,000 rands. And like it was like amazing, and just like because I executed the trades, I think it was like Thursday or Friday. So some of those 2 days I have to just make sure executed the trades on Thursday or Friday. And then just looking back on, it was like Tuesday when I closed the trades. Yes, I could have held it, get more profits down, but I was like, you know, let me just close it for now, and then I'll be able to just execute another trade. So I found better opportunities, and then I went a bit more into it. But if you want me to make a video on how I actually caught that trade from the very beginning, and then walking you the process of how I caught it, and then I was able to just keep on evolving, keep on adding more positions, keep on just going downwards with it, all the way up until where I took profits and the way I added more positions. If you want the video where I explain a bit about that, just comment below, let me know, tell me on if you do want it, and then I'll work a bit more on it. Maybe the next video will be it. But just taking you or walking you on this how much you should invest. So what I've done is that with that 5,000 rands investment, I'm aiming, my goal or my process with it is actually to grow it for a long-term purpose, you understand? So I've got a quarterly goal, and I don't have like weekly or daily goals. No, I've got a quarterly goal, I've got like a half-year goal, then I've got like a year goal, and I want to see this account being on this specific amount in this specific period of time. So it's actually a long-term goal. Some trades that are like I've got trades that I want to hold for like a few months, a few weeks also, so it'll be nice to experience about it. So first thing that I want you to do is to actually know or understand what is it that you are investing it for. Are you investing long-term or short-term? Are you investing for monthly profits, like money coming into your account each and every month, or are you investing it for like quarterly or maybe a year thing? So let us jump onto the second one that I want you to focus on. So now the second one that I want us to take a look at is actually like you need to understand that there's 2 types of investment methods. So like you can invest it with the aim of just funding a small amount of capital, and then aiming to make greater amount of capitals in the long run, or maybe in the short term, but a lot of capitals with just one initial investment. Or you can either take a look at the second one, on which the second one is actually like when you invest monthly into that specific trading account, aiming that in the long term run it's actually going to make you or get to a point where it makes you a lot of passive income. Because like let's say, give you a quick example. Quick example would be like, let's say for the first account you deposit 1,000 rands, let's say 1,000 rands or $1,000, any currency, but 1,000, and then you're aiming to take that 1,000 to 10,000, and then to 25,000, then to like 30,000, over to 100,000. That's your aim. That's one thing that you want to do with this account. So yes, very possible. I've seen people do that. I've experienced that too. But it's actually going to take a bit more risk, because your initial capital was like 1,000 rands. Or what you can do is that, let's say after you made a few profits, you can take that initial capital out and then play around with profits, which is also going to be risky because you're playing around with large amounts of money. But the second method is actually a bit more interesting, and it's the one that I was actually able to use to grow my accounts. So this one here is actually like, when you take a look at, you fund a specific amount. Let's say you've got $1,000, 1,000 rands or $1,000, you fund with it, and then the next month, or maybe quarterly, or like weekly, whatever, you can decide on when you'd like to fund your account regularly. So if you're funding 1,000 rands each and every month, it's 1,000 rands every month. So in 12 months, you know that you've got 12,000 rands as balance, but you're also making profits on the end. It could be 10%, it could be it could be 20%, depends on the strategy that you're trading. So also that increases the equity and the capital that you're having. So two ways that you can either decide on playing around with. The first method, whereby you just invest capital and then aim to make huge amounts of return, or the second one, whereby you just keep on investing the money in your account each and every month. So the last year basically what I've done is that I focused the whole year on telling myself that I'm gonna focus on investing money into my trading account. So I knew that in the early stages it's gonna get to a point where it pays me. So I was like, okay, you know what, every money that I get, every money that I make without even expect, or maybe money that I bump into, I'm gonna throw into my trading account. And then while throwing it into the trading account, I'm bettering my skills. I'm also making profits. I'm consistent. I'm making profits at the same time. So where would I be in like 12 months? I was like, okay, no, that sounds amazing. Let's try it out. So I done that. I tried it out, and then I think it was like 6 or 7 or 8 months later, like I saw a lot of changes. The trading account is now making me profits that are like nice, and like I'm chilled with it. And on the second hand, that's one thing that I done to grow my account to huge amounts of money. And the second thing, or what I done recently, is that I told myself, okay, now I'm not gonna be using the last year's method, because like that one account is okay, but even though I'd like it to grow, but it's okay, let me focus a bit more on this strategy, this side, whereby I'm gonna instead deposit one initial investment, and then hope for it to, or just trade it up until the like 12 months without depositing more money, see where it's going to actually take me in 12 months, see how much I can make from just that one initial investment. And that's one thing that I've done too. I'm actually going to show you the results of it if you just stay with me to maybe a few more minutes, and I want to dive in a bit deep about it, explain to you how I was actually able to have the type of mindset and the long-term investment mindset towards the market, which is amazing. It's actually amazing. But before we speak more about that, let us move on to the third point, where I'm actually going to show you guys how you can, or how much you can actually invest into the forex market. The third method, looking at it, is like, actually you have to understand or know the differences between like your accounts. Like you should have 2 different types of accounts, or maybe 3 different types of account, and you should know the difference. It's very much important to know the difference, because if you take a look at it, man, just by understanding the difference, you'll be able to know that, okay, this one is for the long-term purposes, this one is for the short-term purposes, and at the same time, this one is actually for currencies, and this one is for indices. So you need to understand, okay, I'm about to invest in the forex market, in the trading market, whatever, but when am I going to expect returns, or when am I going to expect to see changes into this whole thing? Like, when am I going to tell myself that this thing is like actually working out for me? So the first method, the first option would be, let's say you tell yourself that I'm investing 1,000, and then in 3 months I want to see my 1,000 being on at least 30% plus. You understand? At least 30. That means like 300 rands plus. So you focus a bit more on that, like you tweak, you understand what happens, like all these things that you need to do to focus on being consistent. Or you can either be like, I'm investing 1,000, but I want to see this 1,000 being on this. Like the goal actually is the one that helps you out know on what you should be looking for. And the goal is, each and every account has goals. Like this account would have, this investment account, the first one would have goals of buying you a house and a car. This one would be like taking care of family. Whatever that you do for family, you're taking care of family with this one. This one would be like luxuries. Whatever that you're going out, you're enjoying, you're spoiling yourself, and all types of things. It will be for this separate account. So you need to play around with these accounts, be able to differentiate them, see which one works for you, which one doesn't work, see the types of method. Either you are going to be like long-term trading it or short-term trading it. See whether you're a person that's going to want money from it each and every month, or you'll be able to understand, let's say you're making money from elsewhere, you'll be able to understand that I'm going to leave and not withdraw my money. The best thing that I done was not to withdraw my money each and every time I made profits, but instead I just let it continue to make more profits, 10% of 1,000 is like is 100, but 10% of 1,000, I mean of 10,000 is 1,000. So I thought of it that way, and I was like, if I get to just keep on not withdrawing my money, keep on growing my account in the later state, I'll be able to be making still 10%, but now my 10% will be like 1,000 or maybe 10,000, you understand? So we have to play around with amounts like this. We have to play around with amounts like, but let us jump on to maybe showing you the experience that I had with me trading, taking account for like literally 5,000 to making like 12,000 profits. So just by looking at it, I actually started this account with 5,000 rands, and the goal was to see on what I can do with my skills. So I was able to, okay, one thing that I done first is that I experienced a negative trade or negative positions that took me out with like 1,200 rands. So my balance was like now on 3.8 rands. And then I took a few more trades on the USD CHF is the pair that I wanted to just capitalize a lot from. And this pair was actually able to just for now I was holding like 1.1. So I was back on my balance. So I'm still not, I'm breaking even. I'm still not into profits now. So on the next trades that I went, and I actually closed, I think it was like 1,000. I actually closed, let me look for it. I'm still looking for it. Yeah, okay. Took a few screenshots of it. I actually closed 1,000, and then now I was actually holding nice profits for me. I was actually holding 3,000 rands. So literally I'm holding 3,000 rands, and my balance is now on it's a few profits now. So I continued to go further, and then I dived into it, and then with the same balance of like 4,000 rands, I'm now into 7,000 rands profits. 7,000 rands, 7.3 thousand rands profits. So I'm asking myself, should I take it? Should I leave it? Should I, like, I don't know, because this account I want to hold it for years, I mean for months, like 6 months, 8 months, holding trades and stuff. So now it's making a lot of money quickly. I funded this account like last week, and now it's making like 300 returns on it. So I'm asking myself, and then I was able to just be a bit more patient, let it play around, and then I took a lot of, like, I placed a lot of trades, making sure that my risk is up to date, like, because at first I was risking a bit too much, but then I decided to just decrease risk and remove risk off the table. So when you remove risk off the table, you literally just break through stopping your trades. So the next trade that I actually closed 1,000 rands, and my balance is like now up. I'm break even. My balance actually at break even, and I'm holding 9,300 rands, somewhere around there. So I'm actually now in profits. My equity is on 14%. A bit tempted to, because my free margin was actually a lot, 7,000. A bit tempted to open up more trades, but I was like, no, you know what? It's okay. Let me be patient with it. Let me actually be patient with this. And then I jumped onto the next one. As you can see here, the most that I was actually holding at this time was like 15,166. So basically, with the initial investment of 5,000 rands, now my balance is actually on 5.8, which so far I closed profits of like 800 rands. 800 rands is the one that came into my pocket so far, and I'm holding additional 15,100 rands, which is nice. It's nice when you actually were not expecting to be making this much profit in just like, I opened the trades Thursday, Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday, 3 days, in just like literally 3 days, holding so much profit, like 300 returns. And then at the end of the day, I resulted to taking out profits of I think it was like I closed profits of like 14,000 rands that single day, in just a single day, 14,000. And then with the total initial investment of like 5,000 rands, we're able to make profits of like 12.9, which is like 13,000 rands. And I remember I made a video on Nasdaq, how much actually my experience with Nasdaq. It's actually the same account. Like with the Nasdaq, I think I invested 1,005, then I lost 1,005. So this is actually more into profits now, because I specialize much more better into currencies. So I'm a bit more I feel safer with currencies. So it's the same thing. It goes to you. The question that you're asking me is actually like, how much should you invest? There were times where I was investing like $200 each and every month in my account, whether I make profit or whether I lose money. I was investing that each and every month. And there's times where now I can get to just throw around with invest. I can even create another additional account, invest maybe 1,000 rands, then play around with it. Or maybe like now this one I invested 5,000 and I'm playing around with it. Depends on the goal, depends on the outcome that you want to see yourself achieving at the end of the day. But if you actually want me to make videos speaking about the how actually I was able to take this account from like 5,000, like the whole process, walking you through, just comment below, say yes, we want to see that. And I like the fact that you actually watched up until this video. Just make sure to wait 2 more days for me to upload a video, maybe speaking a bit more experiences about this. It's Obaili Mutupi. Make sure to subscribe on my YouTube channel, and make sure to like the video if it actually showed you or gave you a lot of valuable information. That's one thing that I focus on helping you with. And thank you so much for actually watching this video. Please do make sure to comment and subscribe.